Hey everyone, welcome to Old Iron Garage. Thank you for tuning in. So this evening I am out here again with the 1977 Bolens G10. So I'm just going to be working on a few things, tidying up a few things. Let's take a look at the tractor and I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do. Alrighty, here it is, just as we left it. Still needing a bath. So, let's take a look. So, I don't remember if I mentioned it in a recent video or not, but that battery tray is, well, it's not in the greatest of shape. Once you take the battery out, you can see the little tray that's welded on top down there. You can see down here, hang on, sorry. Down here, there's a little lip that goes all the way around the battery to hold it in place, to keep it from sliding around. That underneath the battery is rusting through and about to fall off of the plate that it's on. So I'm going to replace that, but also it's on the other side, but I'm missing this piece of hardware on the other side, and this piece of hardware here. Well, I can't move it very well because it's got the weight of the battery sitting on it, but there's a little sheet metal nut thing, like a clip, that clips onto the side of the battery tray that that hardware that those screws go into, and two of them are missing. So this screw here is actually just setting in the hole to keep the battery tray level so it doesn't tip down when you put a battery on it. So that needs taken care of. Going to replace the battery tray and replace the one missing screw and the two missing clips. What else? I don't know if I'm ready to do this yet or not, but I might put the heat shield that goes here back in. Again, not sure if I'm actually ready for that yet or not. Got to look and see what else still needs done on this thing before I can do that. So that might not get done tonight. What else? Oh, I found a seat, or rather a seat pan to go on there. I'm going to look and see what it takes to mount it. It is from a Bolens, but it is from a medium frame, but a seat pan from a different tractor is better than no seat at all. Like me being a bigger guy, I'm fine sitting right on the fender pan, but it gives me a little more space. But you know, if it's going to a show, I'd like it to have something that resembles a seat on there. What else? I know there was something else. Now, daggone it, I'm forgetting. Oh, yes. So let's take a look at this ground cable here. So here's this ground cable. This is that one I put in a previous video just for testing purposes, to see if I had lost a good ground connection between the block and the chassis, which I did. So ignore that cable. This cable here. Take a look right down here. It's not a great ground. There's a lot of corrosion going on. There's no end on the cable. It's just pinched under that washer. So I'm going to address that. And I'm also going to go ahead and add a more permanent ground from battery to engine block. I'm not going to go here though, so like I have two grounds hooked up at the battery. No. I'm going to go from here, so the end of the ground cable that goes to the battery, and down to the foot of the engine block. Trying to remember if there was anything else. I had a list in my head, but I am forgetful. So anyways, let's just dive in, and if there's something else I intend to do, I'm sure I will remember it. So I went shopping in my spare parts out in the storage shed out back behind the garage. I found this seat pan, this assembly, spring, bracket, everything is off of an H16XL that I have, and I might actually rob the seat pan, even if it's just temporary. I might rob the seat pan and bolt it onto my G10 over here. And then I was needing a battery tray. So I have a stack of these dash towers out there for various different tube frame models. And I've got some black ones that were obviously from the same era as that G10. So they would have the same, nope, not on this one. Somebody replaced it with them with standard bolts. But it's like these, you know, you just seen it over there. I just pointed it out just a moment ago in the last clip. But I robbed those and the little metal clips that work as nuts that go on the 4 corners of the battery tray that those screws go into. So I'm going to rob this battery tray. It's got a little something extra somebody welded on here, but that's fine. I'm going to turn that probably toward the back, because from the factory this was up front. So I'm going to flip that around and mount that in there. And then I might even address not having a battery tie down. You can see there's holes for one. I believe I received one with the tractor. Don't know if it's original or not, but it'll work. So anyway, let's dive in. All right, so I remembered what the other thing was that I wanted to do. It's just a little thing, little detail, but I see a piece of missing hardware right here. Sorry, point the camera. See, there's a nut, no nut. So I'm going to take care of that right now, providing this nut here fits. It was off one of those other dash towers, and they're about the same thing. There we go. Yeah, I just gotta, well, it's on there. You get the idea. I'll get her tightened down off camera. There's some corrosion going on there, so I can't really get it very far by hand. Anyways, so I wanted to show you the battery tray that's coming out, so you understand why I'm not just putting in the missing hardware. So this is the battery tray. Yep, that's a battery tray. Let me put it down over here. So I don't know if you can tell depth very well, but it dips down here, 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 and here. The 4 places where it's like spot welded. And that's because there's a lot of rust going on the bottom side of this top plate piece with the little sides that are bent up. Now you can see it. See that? Gotta be careful, I'll get tetanus. Yeah, a lot of corrosion going on in there, and all the flaking is pushing this up. It's bowing this up. It's about to break off at those 4 spots. So I'm just going to get rid of this. The actual tray part's still good. I could just take this off and clean this up, and I could have a new one of these made and tack it on there. And I might do that. I might actually have a few of those made, just so I have some for tractors in the future. Let's take a look at the one that's going on here. This one it's a little dirty, but it's in much better condition. You can see it's not pushing up, pushing away. Come on, focus. Well, anyway, you get the idea. That's nice and flat. It's not about to fall apart. So let's get this thing in there. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Actually, I've got the hardware I need over here already. I'm going to put this part that somebody added on, this plate here, at the back because it wasn't there from the factory. It's really not needed. And this side would have gone forward from the factory, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to bother to cut that off. You won't see it once the battery's in there. I'm just going to leave it. It's not worth the time. real warm out today. I'm actually breaking a sweat. It's been fairly cool here lately, which is nice. I mean, it's gotten down into the 40 some degree range, Fahrenheit that is. So whatever that translates to Celsius for those across the pond or other parts of the world that use Celsius. I don't know what it translates to. I'm not that good at conversions. But yeah, it's been nice and cool, and I'm liking it. Today's a little warmer though, but it's not terrible. Warm enough that I had a fan going at work today while I was welding. So, battery tray is in. Need to tighten up that nut. I'll do that off camera. I need to get the correct size socket. Neighbor's over here mowing the yard, so I'm going to have to talk a little louder. If you cannot hear me, I apologize, but I'm going to be ending the video here soon anyway, so but I'm going to cut the video for now, and I'll bring you back in just a little bit. Alright, I'm back. So I waited a little while because the neighbor was mowing right over here on the other side of this fence, and it was pretty loud. So the neighbor has moved on to the back portion of the yard, so it's not as loud now, but I am going to continue anyways. I'm just going to have to speak up. So while I was waiting, I went in search of a couple of ground cables. One to replace the short one, the stock one that goes from the battery to the dash tower. It's only about yay long. And then one to go from the dash tower where the stock or the OEM ground cable connects to, down to the foot of the engine block. I found two good ground cables with two factory crimped ends on them. One of them's about the right length. Good length one to go down to the foot of the engine block, but the other one is also a decent length. It's too long. It's like this long. I only need one like this long. I don't want to cut it because then I don't have any ends to put on it right now. So then I'm left with what I already have right now, which is just bare copper strands pinched between the dash tower and a washer. So my options are just leave that one that's in there right now, which doesn't look like it has the best of connection, or put the other one in and make a shorter one later when I get new ends. So I might do that. I might put that longer one in and just tuck it out of the way for now. So, but at least I'll know I have a good ground there. While I was searching for a shorter ground cable, I came across this. This is a 12-volt horn off an old Yamaha motorcycle. Late 70s Yamaha XS 650, I think. I don't remember. I parted it out years ago. I saved this because it works, and I always thought it'd be cool to. This has got like a high pitch, like me, you know. I always thought this would be neat to put on a garden tractor for. Well, put on one that I will actually drive around at the tractor shows, you know. So if I see someone I know, I can me, you know. Yeah, I can honk at them. Anyway, so I'm gonna test this out, see if it still works, let you guys hear it, and drop a comment. If it works, drop a comment. Let me know if you think I should put this on one of my garden tractors for when I'm driving around at the antique tractor shows. Let's check it out. It works. I hope you could hear that okay. So, anyways, these are the two cables I found. This one is a little bit shorter, but that's still about 2.5 times the length I need. I'm probably just going to go ahead and throw it on. So I'm just going to do that right now. As you can see, all 4 ends are like this. It has a nice factory crimped on end. So actually I'm going to take a minute to clean these ends up and to get the other cable out and you know, do that kind of stuff off camera. Then I'll bring you guys back and I'll throw these in the tractor. Alright, I'm back again. So before I decided to throw these in the tractor, I went and took one more look at these crimped on ends. And I decided, you know what, I could probably very carefully pinch those in my vise and uncrimp them enough to pull the cable out and shorten it. So I did. It's just a little bit longer than the one that was on there, which I have here, by the way. You see how they did that? They broke the end, the connector off, like it was, you know, similar to that, had a hole in it. They snapped that off. So they just stripped off some insulation, spread the strands apart, and shoved it over the bolt. I guess if it works, it's not stupid, but it's there's definitely better ways to do that. That would definitely get you by for the rest of the day till you're done with the tractor, but I would be fixing it after that for sure. So yeah, anyway, shorten this one. I'm gonna throw these in real quick, and I'm gonna call it a night because it's getting late. I need to shower and have dinner. I have to work tomorrow, so yeah. Alrighty. So let's see. First, I'm going to determine how I want to route this long one. I'm going to put that one on first. Sometime between tomorrow and this weekend, I'm going to put these. I'm going to use something to actually hold these in place so they stay away from hot parts and moving parts, but for tonight I'm just going to put them in. I'm just going to install them. I left my wrench over there. Might want that. That end is installed, so I have to figure out routing. Zeus! Woof! You have to have the final say, don't you? It's just me, bud. That's my mouthy dog. He's very mouthy. You heard me. You're mouthy. You know what, guys? This cable is honestly just the perfect length. Awesome. So I'm going to set that out of the way for now. That is installed, minus having a couple of clamps to keep it tucked up out of the way. I might even just use zip ties and zip tie it to the other cable that runs through that root there. So now, I'm going to actually bring it across over here. Put it to the same location. that this other one is going to. Actually, let me try rerouting this a little bit different direction here. There we go. I like that. At least for now. Now we just need the washer. I'm going to fine tune this a little bit later. I'm going to give these cables a slight bend to them, but not tonight. I'm just going to get it back together for now and then show you guys, so you guys get a rough idea of what I'm doing. This is not the final routing of these. This routing is going to be approximately where it's going to go, but not final. So, yeah. And, let's see, that should be 7/16. Got a 7/16 ratchet here, or a 7/16 socket on a ratchet, and make it a little easier for me. All right, that is on. So I'm going to bring you guys down here and show you what I did. One moment here. So like I said, I'm going to add some, I forget what they're called, but they're those little, oh, they're these things here. There and there that hold a wire or cable in place. So they're out of the way. I'm going to add some of those, but this will give you the general idea. To the foot of the block, I did clean up underneath there, and the hardware is clean. So I tested right in that spot the other day, so I know that has a good ground, so I just used that. I would have preferred to go here and then just, but I didn't. I might change it later. It comes up in here. Now, keep in mind, it's not going to stay there. It's not going to stay right here. You know, it's going to come up like more like up here somewhere. But and if I change it down there at the foot of the engine block to the next one back, then I'll have a little more cable to work with. But basically, it comes up there where the stock battery cable would go to, like the stock ground cable will go to, and then to the battery. So, yeah, that's basically, in a nutshell, what I'm doing. Alright, it's getting late. I'm tired, I need a shower, I need to eat, and I still have to work tomorrow, so I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to wrap it up here. And, yeah, I'm going to continue the ground cable install and, like, tidy that up, finish that up in a later video. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button if you like the kind of content that you see on this channel. And if you like the video, hit that thumbs up button. And leave me a comment with your thoughts. Anything you think I could do better, or anything I should change, or anything that you've seen on the tractor that I've clearly missed that needs attention. Drop a comment. I would appreciate that. Anyways, yeah, thank you for joining us, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.